What else you want to know up here? This is kind of the cool part. So.
Yeah. I want to see them make a connection.
I don't know if they're going to get to it if they keep fighting that.
We got to get bottoms up. We got to pump this swing. It's going to be a little bit.
So what's that?
We got a sweep in the hole. I got to get him back out of there before we go any further.
I got you. How long is that going to take?
Probably another 30, 45 minutes.
Okay. We'll go down to the floor and we'll see if. Okay.
You got a sweep in the hole. What does that mean?
Cleaning it up. Got a higher vis than what we're drilling with.
So you take that gel. They've got different mixing tanks.
Oh, I
can
see.
mix things. Yeah, so it's higher viscosity. So it's thicker than that water.
Carry it up a little better.
Exactly. The one bad thing about drilling with water is it doesn't have a lot of viscosity. So if you need to clean the hole better, they pump a sweep.
Good deal. That's what I wanted to hear.
So they, whatever that little tight spot they didn't see it that time. They went down and didn't see it.
If it's unloading pretty heavy, we may need to pump another one before we take off.
I know that I'll be back.
Or we might make a hitch and then work it with that sweep.
Yeah, maybe get us 90 foot.
Yeah.
And that sweep hole. We're looking at 4,200 strokes right now.
10 minutes, okay. I'm glad to see you. Yeah. It's going to give me a sample.
You seen that one?
Might go over right here for a second.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
That made me think about it when you opened that refrigerator. Is there a miracle whip in there?
So you couldn't stand it that long.
I don't know how those guys would do on this drilling rig. I don't know.
They might fight over who gets the joystick.
They might. Wouldn't quite understand how this all works.
No chain to throw. There's nothing for them to do.
No tongs to move around. No nothing. No, it's totally different.
Huh.
You remember too how they were moving that in and moving those, those tongs around and everything. Well, that's what this machine is for over here. See, it's just one piece that just comes out, gets a hold of the drill pipe. There's no moving it in, moving it out. It moves out, grabs the drill pipe. Everything's contained inside of it, and it just does everything itself. It's just one machine, no person, no human.
Makes a lot of sense.
Anytime you get that big heavy metal moving around, accidents tend to happen, no matter how good the people are. So if you can take that away, you can do a lot. Cool. On my drilling schedule, I got the top one and the bottom one, 331s on the top. I think this one's scheduled to come to Prolongers. Now again, 331 or 328, they would both look, other than the guys, they would look identical. They're sister rigs.
So this could be the rig that ends up coming to Ingram, or
very well could be. It's got a 50% chance. We got two of them. It could be this one or the other one. That's right. Actually, I think I have this one slated to come. This one to go to Louisville. This one could be.
Too bad we couldn't leave here and go there.
I know. I'm working on it. I've got a hearing. I've got a hearing on December the 6th, so we're getting close.
I was talking to somebody named Tom, and I guess he was telling me about the pad that's right over here by this switch station, right over his power station, right over here.
Yeah, the power side.
That's man. Boy, it'd be
you want
bad.
to go there next? Yeah.
I said that'd be terrible. Just go out the back door here.
That's Flower Mound. That takes a little longer.
Yeah, yeah, about a year.
Yeah. That one's actually slated to go on December the 15th, I believe. So not too far.
Start on it.
What's that?
Just start on it.
Well, we go in front of the Oil and Gas Advisory Board on December the 15th. They decide whether or not we get a permit. It's just right here.
the one that's closer to the elementary.
That's it. It's down south, kind of north of the Home Depot. It's called the Powell site. Not far from here. So those are the two. This one and that one are the ones we have in Flower. Cool. Offshore stuff, and this is what an offshore is. Offshore is the kind of the creme de la creme. An offshore rig might go for $500,000–600,000 a day, type stuff. Just the drilling rig, and so they have the most cutting edge technology in the offshore because it's so expensive, and they're doing stuff. I mean, in the sea, obviously, so it's very complicated. But if you were to go into an offshore rig, it would look very much like this. These are designed, and kind of the functionality of these are designed just like an offshore rig onshore. So even some of the newer rigs, like the Patterson Walker rigs, which are their new generation rigs, they still have the control modules outside, still some of the brakes, everything. Now it's all electric, but it doesn't. It's not like this. I'm not sitting in a cockpit doing things like this. It's a little different.
think I got a tape strainer down here in my truck. I'll bring it up there and leave it with you. That way, you know, let me sign it through the night. I'll put it. Yep.
Got your sled up there on the
Dollar store.
lost out. You got your sled up there?
Yeah, yes, they do. In case they need to get somebody down. H&P has probably the most stringent safety program of any of the drilling contractors out there. They're pretty tough.
Paperwork's unbelievable.
Yeah, they really are. But a lot of that's attributed to safety reasons. They take it very seriously.
What are these guys looking at here?
I've never been to Smartass. You know what a tape strainer is? You go to huh? Well, then I look at my toolbox.
Oh, T-strainer?
T-strainer, the string, you know, in there. If you look back there, I think I got one.
Okay.
It, wait till y'all make this look, and take it down there, and let the sample be washed off and that. We'll clean it up in there.
What are you looking at?
Is that the cuttings you're bringing up?
Yes.
No?
Yeah, it's just, there you go.
Oh, let's see if I can get it.
That's effectively what the bit grinds them up to. So that's what comes out. So
Oh wow, it looks like coal or
it's
something.
not big chunks of rock either. It's the way that thing grinds that stuff up is pretty fun.
Sandy.
So,
Sand and shell.
Yeah, sandy shale is what it is. You know Jimmy Kay, don't you? Williams.
The name sounds familiar.
Used to be with Devin.
Okay.
Over he
He's drilling over.
Tom's like Tom's position, you know,
Okay.
with you. Over I called him, Dave was talking to him.
Yeah.
He told me, he said, I'm gonna give you a little rule of thumb. He said, this is what we're doing over there. He said, start mudding up at 3,000.
You got up a little earlier than you know.
He said, well, it's like you've got away never talking. I said, well, it ain't gonna hurt us. PDC bit, it don't affect it one way or the other.
Right.
And he said,
Mud up early.
mud up early.
That's what normally we drill in almost straight water until we get down to, I don't know. What do you think? When do we
5,500.
feet? Well, we don't really add anything to the water. It's just water. And then once we start, they say mud up, we're starting to put some stuff in it to give it some gelling agent and things like that, water control, water loss, things like that. And so what he's saying is that in this area, because of the hole issues, that you might mud up a couple of thousand feet earlier. Instead of mudding up at 5,500 feet, mud up at 3,500 feet, which just means that something up the hole, some formation up the hole is a little more sensitive that you might not want to drill with just straight water. Another good thing about drilling in areas where you don't have a lot of, if you've drilled in an area, like down in Johnson County where we've drilled thousands of wells and these guys have drilled hundreds, you know exactly what to do every step. You know exactly what works. You know what recipe works. When you step out into these areas where nobody's drilled or there's no close proximity, you're kind of making it up as you go along sometimes. So even people that are as close as, the Williams stuff out, west of town, it helps to know something. It helps to know what they're doing. And that's not public information. That's having to know somebody on those drilling rigs,
Right.
somebody in that company that can give you some heads up. Some companies are more willing to share data like that than other companies, even though it's not confidential. I mean, it's just actually being a good neighbor more than anything. Certain companies aren't as
Jimmy
willing to
Kay's
share.
one of those guys.
Willing to share information.
You want to know something, all you got to do is ask. Not like dealing with your buddy David Dunn.
David will probably tell you more than you want.
That's, yeah. And then he'll tell you need 200 viscosity mud.
David was my drilling manager when I was at Range. He worked for me. He was in Tom's position, same position. David's one of the kind of old timers in the Barnett. He worked for Mitchell and then worked for Devon. So the guys that were kind of here before the boom took off. So he's one of the old guys.
Back in the MND days.
That's right.
What broke out?
MND.
It's Mitchell's drilling company. The pioneers of the Barnett.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
They're the ones that Devon bought Mitchell. And Mitchell was the only company in the Barnett. They drilled up in Wise and Denton County vertical wells back when the Barnett was nothing. So they were the only ones doing it. They weren't making much money doing it. It wasn't the technology. We hadn't come up with the slick water fracks. And horizontal drilling hadn't started. So they were the ones here first. Then
What does that mean, slick water?
Just effectively, what they used to pump was that they pump cross-link jobs or linear gel jobs, which is a gel, you pump a gelling agent to where